Next up, we have Pete Gadomski from Element 84. Pete, are you with us?
Thanks for the chance to talk. I'm going to just talk a little bit about Stacktools, which is part of the Python ecosystem for STAC that I've been working on mostly as a part of the planetary computer effort with Microsoft. So just a quick overview of the main Python STAC repos. There's, of course, a bunch more out there that are great, but just not listed here. PyStack is the foundational Python repo. It has very, very minimal dependencies. It's meant to be light and stable, so that way folks can depend on it and not worry about stuff changing or pulling in dependencies you don't want. It is an implementation of the STAC spec. PyStack client, it leverages PyStack to extend it to work with STAC APIs. So you heard Matt talk about kind of the difference between the STAC spec and the STAC API spec earlier. So PyStack client is for the API. Stacktools and then the associated Stacktools packages are kind of the higher level complements to PyStack and PyStack client. They are not dependency light. They pull in a lot of stuff, and so they're sort of the Swiss Army knife kind of the Python stack ecosystem. Just a brief history of Stacktools. I think it's useful because it helps you kind of understand why it's laid out the way that it is. When Stacktools was first released in 2020, it was just one big repository that included command line functionality, dataset specific stuff, and some cool tools like stacktools.browse, which I'll talk about in a second. That was great for the start, but as we added more and more dataset packages, that was starting to get pretty unwieldy. And so in 2021, we broke Stacktools kind of into two main parts. There's the main repo, which includes kind of the core functionality and basic command line stuff. And then there's packages that are generally dataset specific, although they can also provide other functionality that live in a GitHub organization called Stacktools packages. At this point, we're at 48 different Stacktools packages, and we're continuing to grow. So we're very happy that we broke it out. And the next kind of big release is planning for June 2022, and I'll talk a little bit about that roadmap in a bit. Just really quickly, Stacktools is less visual than a lot of the stuff we've seen previously. It's a little bit more of a command line utility in Python API. It's used pretty heavily, for instance, in the planetary computer ETL infrastructure. So basically how they get all their geospatial data into the planetary computer. A really simple example here is you can install Stacktools and query a static catalog. Basic stuff, and there's a whole kind of suite of tools that come along with Stacktools as well. It's, again, a bit of a Swiss Army knife, and part of the 0.4 effort is going to be to try and organize this and document it a bit better so we have a sense of what you can actually do with it all. But it's pretty powerful now, and we're hoping to make it more powerful. I want to talk briefly about Stacktools packages. So there's, as I mentioned, there's 48 of them right now. A lot of them are dataset specific. I'll pick on this one called NOAA CCAP, which is a land cover product that we've created a Stacktools package for. It basically can create a collection for all of the NOAA CCAP data with one command on the command line, which is kind of fun. It goes and fetches assets, creates collections, creates items, does all that stuff. And then if you wanted to see what that stack catalog looked like, or stack collection looked like, you can use the Stacktools browse package, and that will fire up a local server with the stack browser that Matthias was just talking about, and you can actually kind of query and inspect your stack catalog right there. Great for kind of a quick development cycle setup if you're developing your own stack catalogs. I got about a minute left, so just quickly, as I mentioned a couple times, Stacktools is kind of a Swiss Army knife. It's a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but I like to think of it a little bit like a community garden. You can come in with your own vegetables that you'd like. You can grow them how you like. Some of the Stacktools packages are a little weedy. I'm going to admit it right now, but that's okay. We think that's actually an asset because it helps other people see how you're creating stack metadata, how other people are creating stack metadata, and what can be done. And we hope that the Stacktools kind of namespace and the packages organization is a good place for other people to bring their code and bring their stack metadata. So just really quickly to wrap up, we're pushing to 0.4. There's milestones on GitHub. So please feel free to create issues, feature requests, and of course, pull requests are always welcome. So thank you so much.